amazing. And we'll definitely plug everyone's channels while we're here. And we got hell no, Sin is back.
Hey, Cindy.
Hi, there you are.
Hey.
What happened to your volcano?
Oh shoot! Did it not do that? Hang on, let me get settings.
All right. So while you're playing with that, we have the amazing Pup Groomer 20, aka Jen. Hi.
Hey, Jen.
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Exciting.
Thank you for the invite. I was honored.
Yes, of course. Oh my God. Well, I'm honored that you're here. It's amazing. And the moment we've all been waiting for, drum roll, we've got the inappropriate.
Hello.
Hi.
Well,
hello. Hey. I just realized that the whole time Chad could see me primping and prepping in the mirror before I went on. You just got a treat, Chad. Congratulations.
Did you adjust the boobs or anything?
I made sure they're staying in. I'm afraid they're gonna. And I forgot to wear pants.
Well, Alan Valentine says half is beautiful.
I never wear pants. I hate pants. But I thought I better put some pants on because the camera could fall. Anything could happen. Y'all get a treat, I guess. You get to see the heifer cooter. I don't know.
No, it would be the first cooter we saw on this thing.
Oh yeah, no
kidding.
Right.
Well, you ladies look so glamorous. Oh, guess who we have still? We've got to bring Blakey back in. I mean, how could we
Absolutely.
not? Can't get enough. Can't get enough of Blakey.
Hi, Blake.
How y'all doing?
Welcome back, Blake.
Kitty. Look at you.
Ooh.
So
I don't know how my camera works.
I'm hoping y'all can hear me.
Yep.
Okay.
I love the volcano.
Thank you. There's been a lot of debate on the other Discord server about whether or not I am oh hell no or not. And since Marilyn billed me as sinfully good, I came on as sinfully good. But we're gonna rip that off here.
All right. Oh hell no!
And oh hell no.
Whoa, take it off.
Oh
wow! It's showing up.
Not your grandma's wig.
Yeah.
Make it rain. She's stripping.
She's showing up for this show.
Are we getting more?
Well, there's because my chef jacket's got to come on.
Where's the music?
Yeah, but the thing is that I've never kept it a secret that Sinfully Good and Oh Hell No is the same person. It's just that I haven't advertised it a whole lot. So for those over there on the PTS server, those who are arguing whether or not Sinfully Good and Oh Hell No is the same,
do they have anything
I'm
else
the same
to do?
person.
I know, right?
No, that's it. That's it.
We love a double agent.
Yes. Now, is that American flag butterfly boobs? Is that what that is?
It's
the eagle.
This.
I look like a butterfly.
Yeah, it's an eagle.
Nice.
I could take this shirt off and just have my little tank on, but I thought I'd be.
That's my job. What are you? You're like the inappropriate son.
Yeah.
What?
Somebody's scraping in the background.
I don't know what that is.
Sounds like wind or something.
On me.
Okay, that's me. I freaking knew it. I am like a hot ass. I got to have a fan on me, and I knew that freaking thing would be too loud. Is it bad? Do I need to go out and come back in?
I thought it was my heater.
I was like,
I don't
mute
hear
it and see if that's you. Mute it.
Oh, I hear it now.
It's half. It's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now that I know what it is, it's fine. I don't want you to.
No, we're good. Yeah.
I don't want you to melt.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because
We don't
I
want
do
you to
have. Oh, where'd I put it? I do also have my menopause fan.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them
too.
here.
It's funny.
Can't go wrong with that.
we just found out I was premenopausal forever. We just found out that I've actually gone through menopause, and I'm one of those lucky few who has yet to have a hot flash or any of the other stuff. So I'm like kind of going, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely lucky there.
All right. So
here I am
what I want to
sitting with a
do,
personal heater.
I want to just go around because we might not all know each other, and some people in the chat might not know each other. So I would like to start with Jen because she's the quiet one. I want to try you out and find out about you. Pup Groomer 20. You've been in the chats. You've been doing some protesting, doing a lot of work behind the scenes, making flyers and giving them out. And I just wanted you to come on because I really want to get to know you. So if you could just kind of introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about you.
Well, long story short, I grew up not very far from Clearwater in a little town called Mulberry. It's about 30 minutes down the road from Clearwater, straight down Highway 60. So I have known about and studied and learned and read about Scientology since I was a kid, because I was not your normal kid. I grew up with a family background in another high control group, and the generational trauma that comes from that, and my own experiences with Southern Baptist and Pentecostal. So high control groups were right. High control groups, cults, wars, conflicts have always been an interest area for me. And it's always something that I've studied and learned and read about. And I've never been in a situation in my life where I've been able to actively do anything. And now I am. So I'm doing something. But where I live so far out in the middle of nowhere. The closest Walmart is almost 200 miles away.
Oh my.
Oh my pearls.
I literally live in the middle of nowhere. So I don't have an org close. And the only thing that I could do was the flyers to be active, to do something that would be effective, that would be helpful, that would, do something, and make those flyers available. That's what I could do. And then I have family in Vegas. So we go to Vegas quite often to visit family. So when I'm in town, I hit the org for a couple hours while I'm there, because I'm usually only there for a couple days. And that's, 250 miles that I go to protest.
Wow.
So, I hit Vegas while I'm there, the Vegas org. And then I come home and it inspires me to keep going. I'm also a 2-time survivor of childhood SA as myself. And so I relate a lot. And it's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
So
I can hear that.
That's my story.
My heart goes out to you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Absolutely.
Ditto.
Yeah. And unfortunately, so many of us do have something that we can relate to the cult survivor experience. Some of us have, both. So I think that it really gives a lot of empathy for each other, compassion. And I think that's one of the things that really surprised me the most was that it almost doesn't matter where you come from. We all have very similarities in our experiences and things that we can relate to. And I think that's what makes our community really strong, because we're there for each other. Oh, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we'll go clockwise. Susie.
Oh.
I was just so honored to meet you. I mean, I think that you first got on my radar because you did a video about me. Like somebody was giving me shit and you're like, leave Marilyn alone. I was like, What? She cares? Wow, who is this lady?
Well, I don't like people to pick on people. That's just, I don't like it. And I felt like that he was and still does, and I don't like it. I made him know it.
Well, I wouldn't want to piss you off, that's for sure.
Oh, I'm really
I
not.
hate ZDT.
Yeah. Well, this one wasn't him, but I do hate.
I've got a whole collection of trolls, actually, unfortunately.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, she does. I don't have like a real big story other than I got interested in cults because one of my best friends in high school, who was like the star athlete, he was gorgeous, he's still alive, smart, great family, just everything that you think would not be somebody that would get into a cult. And he got into the Branch Davidian cult.
Yeah.
And thank God, or whoever, his parents had him kidnapped out not long before everything went down. And so that really got me interested in cults. And I've just always studied about them and everything. And then I just got, I owned a newspaper. And so I was, really into studying things and really found everything. And I started really paying attention to SPTV and started looking into it more. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I got to get involved with this. Plus, as a kind of a strange little note, I grew up Southern Baptist. And for the most part, it was great. They weren't culty, but they are kind of now. The one that I went to is kind of now. But in a strange twist of things, I kind of got into it with the pastor and his wife. And one of the deacons asked me to either sneak in the back door after services started and then leave through the back door before services ended so that I wouldn't have to interact with the pastor, or, to not come back. And I chose not to come back. But what was funny about it was that totally, I know he didn't know anything about Scientology. He was like 80 years old. He, little Oklahoma man. He didn't know, but he called me a suppressant person.
Really?
God, how ironic.
Isn't that funny?
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
Well, he didn't say suppressant person. He said, you're just such a well, he did, because he said, you're just such a suppressant person. I don't know why you're like that.
That's funny.
I've actually been declared.
Wow.
Never been in Scientology, but technically been declared. So yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
That kind of moves you a step up from a never end.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm an almost in.
We'll get to you.
A sorta in. No, I'm a never in, but it was just funny. I just, whenever I started talking to a lot of the former Scientologists and everything, and started hearing all of their, talking about being declared and everything, and it started really clicking in my head, and I thought, wait a minute, that's what he said to me. It was just weird, but yeah. So pretty much my story, how I got here.
Well, you've become such a amazing part of this community. I look forward to your lives, and I would love to interview about your journalism background, because I feel like I love how you come on and you have it all in front of you, and you really just break things down and just get to the heart of the matter. And I'm like, I love that. I'm there for it.
Talk more like how you do and how Reese does and other people do, where they interact more with the chat. Like, I want to do that, where I go on and like I tell what I want to tell, and then I go to the chat. But I'm just not good at it. I think a lot of it's because of my chemo. My mind I have to stay focused on one thing right now. So I stay focused on what I want to talk about. And then I stay focused on the chat.
Well, I don't have an excuse. I just can't stay focused no matter what. I have no reason for it.
It's kind of impressive how Reese is able to do so many things.
She is so amazing. And she doesn't, I start things as they go along and go back to it. She just she doesn't lose her train of thought. She'll just say hey, Blakey, oh yeah. And then I was like, I would never remember where I was, because she's always telling a story.
Yeah, she's got a heck of a memory. My memory is shot.
Mine too.
Absolutely
Yeah,
shocked.
she's
And she
amazing.
used to be, what did she used to be? She was an ethics officer. Yeah,
Oh,
when she was
I
still
think so.
in.
I think that's right.
You have to
Yeah.
have a high facilitation to remember stuff like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Great at multitasking.
absolutely.
Well, speaking of multitasking, how many channels do you have, Sin? Oh, hell
3.
no. 3.
I have 3. I started with Sinfully Good, and the whole premise behind Sinfully Good was I was looking at people coming out of the Sea Org who had probably never seen a kitchen in their lives and lived on McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell and all that other stuff. And the whole goal behind Sinfully Good was to teach them how to make really, really good meals with little knowledge. So that was the whole premise behind Sinfully Good. And then as I got to thinking about it with today's economy, budgeting is being very important, especially when it comes to food. So Cooking Americana came along, and that one literally is an entire meal on a budget of less than $25 to feed anywhere from 4 to 6.
Wow.
Sometimes I can get to 8, but that's the goal of Cooking Americana. And I have a
I need
merch
to watch
store
your
for all of
videos.
them.
Your merch store?
Yeah, I have a merch store for all of them. In fact, the first thing you saw me pull off, this right here, this is my Sinfully Good apron. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have a green screen, so it's kind of a little difficult, but that's the apron. I've got a couple other things in there. Most of the stuff I have in the merch stores has to do with SPTV Foundation. I've done some SPT Foundation TV Foundation T-shirts that all the proceeds on the sale of those shirts go to SPTV Foundation. I have done. Oh hell no's got the Angry Tata shirt in Nancy Drew's honor. And
Oh my
on
God,
the back,
I gotta see that.
yeah, on the back of it is a warning about the owner of these breasts are not responsible for their actions. But that kind of thing. And then, as I got to thinking about it, so much was going on in the community, and it was about the time with the big blow up with the Aftermath Foundation and prior to the TV Foundations being formed. I spent so much time literally chewing on my tongue because really and truly commentary on what's going on in the community and protests and that type of stuff does not belong on a cooking channel. And so, it's sort of like I can't say anything about this because I do a cooking channel. And so the birth of Oh Hell No. And Oh Hell No is where I can say what I think and so on and so forth. And it's really small. I think I've got like 76 or 77 subs right now. I'd like to get it a little bit bigger before I start doing lives because I'd really like to do lives. I prefer this format. But right now I'm just doing individual. And the funny thing about it is after I get all the research done about what the thing I want to do that's happened, it's moved on to the next thing. So I'm having trouble keeping up doing the straight up videos. Yeah. Whereas doing live like this, you can do it immediately and get feedback from your audience. And I'd really like to start doing that here soon. If I could get, if I can get up to 100 subs, then I might start trying it. So like I said, I'm at 76.
What's your channel? Oh hell no. What's the
I've got it up. Hang on. It's Oh Hell No. Where am I?
what's the at?
I'll give that to you.
Yeah, we'll just sub to it right now.
Yeah.
Sounded like my younger days. Oh hell no, where am I?
Yeah, let me get that. Oh hell no, where am I? Yeah.
That was the next morning.
But here, I'll put it in the chat.
Private chat. Put it in the private and I'll pick it up.
I just stuck it in the regular.
Oh, you did? Okay, perfect. Okay. Yes, everybody sub to that. At Oh Hell No, SO2WZ. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, so that's kind of what I've been doing. Of course, I mod on Liz's channel. That's the only person I mod for. So if anybody needs a mod for something else, now I do tend to be. I'm kind of back and forth mornings and evenings. It just kind of depends, because right now I'm doing a lot of work with doctors, so I have to kind of be up in the morning. um, but I only mod for Liz right now. And I also am the owner of the
Thank
SPTV
you,
Safe
Ghoulie Girl.
Space.
Sucked.
Thank you. The SPTV Safe Space Discord channel. Now, that is the one that I put together for Liz. I actually say it belongs to Liz. And anything I do on that channel as the owner, she has every single permission other than delete channel or delete server. But everything I do on that server, I run through Liz before I do anything. So she and I have been talking back and forth about different things. We've got a couple of things planned that we're working on, that we're not quite sure where they're going yet. I need to get with Heather and Summer on it, because they're part of it as well. But so we're going to try maybe do some trivia nights on the Discord server and that type of stuff.
You just got a bunch of subs. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you. God, I appreciate it.
I
but
checked it. I was already subbed.
Awesome. I have to thank Chad. Chad actually got me started with the Sinfully Good. He brought me on his pre-show when Aaron and the guys used to do the show that they did. And then I went from there. And like I said, 3 channels later, here I am. And the other thing I'd like to do is, while I'm here, since I was the second place of the Scientology parody song lyrics person, I would really like to congratulate Blake. That was an amazing song
Nice
that you
job.
did.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Nice job. So we got Blakey hanging out with us. Do you mind if I won't skip you? I mean, we'll go back to you, but I gotta give some airtime to the inappropriate heifer, my friend and a friend of many channels and chats. Hi,
I've been
there.
so good. Hey, I've been so good, because if you get me talking, I'll never shut up. So I've been
You and me
quiet.
both.
Got my PRs in. I got all that shit going on right now. But I wanted to first of all say that despite my handle, the inappropriate heifer, I just wanted to let you know that I would never say anything rude or crude or crass or whatever you want to use those words, like that Aaron Smith Levin guy did with that horrible joke that he did. Trust me, mine can be so much worse than that.
I'm not
Just a
promising
warning. Just a warning. I just, I thought I had to put that out there for poor old Aaron.
That's okay. It's way
I
after dark. So we're
I
all right.
understand that humor. That humor I laughed at, and I'm sorry if it bothered anybody else, but I found humor in it. I saw what he was doing.
I found humor in it too, Hef. It's all good.
Oh.
And the thing about that is that just goes to show you just how out of the know his critics are. Like, everybody knows Bobby Lee.
Right.
Everybody knows who he is, and everybody
And that's
knows
his
that
brother,
joke.
so it did make sense for him to try to use his joke on his own brother.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, that was like the main humor of it. That's what was funny about it. I mean,
I laughed.
Well,
and
Jenna
he was
laughed.
so tickled. He was so tickled at having said that. I mean, just
and I don't know, like, Jenna laughed, but Jenna also, Jenna also looked like she was ready to just strangle him.
Horrified. Well, yeah, I mean, she's the exception. She doesn't have the 12-year-old boy in her within her mouth.
Yeah.
I told Aaron the other day, I said, between my 2 sons and you're gonna give me a heart attack.
Well, no, on a serious note, though, I can get serious every once in a while. There's not a whole lot I can do right now. I can't financially support anybody. I can't go out and protest right now, and I haven't started a channel yet. I know I run my mouth a lot in the chats, and I'm very vocal, and it amazes me to watch you guys every day, and how you can just. I'm good. Like, I'm not. I don't ever want to be the center of attention all the time, and I'm good in the chat. And it freaks me out to think my God, you guys go on there and you work your ass off. You do your research. You are doing so much more than so many people are. And I just wanted to tell y'all how much I love you and I appreciate you guys. And yeah, that's
Ditto
my
Yep,
to
you
little.
that.
need to make a channel. You'll
Yes,
be great.
you do.
I know. I mean,
Yeah, it's
Marilyn popped my
mandatory.
cherry tonight. You know,
Yes.
she
You
has,
gotta
you
come
know,
on.
she
Yeah.
popped my cherry. So
Well, you
we'll
have
see.
to
No,
have
I mean,
a
it's,
couple of mine.
that's what's funny about me though. Like I'm cool in, you know, in the chats and hiding, but I'm like, God, I was already nervous. Chad can attest. Like I said, I'm primping. I'm like, does my hair look right? I'm not
You
worried
look
about that.
gorgeous.
Well, thank you,
You
but
know, I used
I,
I used to do the same
You're
thing,
beautiful, Hef.
and that's what the wig was all about.
Krista says you look gorgeous tonight.
Yeah, you
thank
look
you, thank
absolutely
you.
gorgeous.
Alan said you
That's
look
what the whole
beautiful. Yeah,
wig
Alan
was
said that.
about with me. Was you know, I have very little hair, and so I put on a wig because I was self-conscious about it, and I did my makeup. Well, you can see me now. You know, it's like
Right.
this is me. This is, you know, but it's funny. I was scared too. Now you have to understand that I was a demo chef at a grocery store, so that's kind of where I got the public speaking. And but even so, the first time I went on Chad's, I was scared to death. By the time it was over with, I was like, this was a freaking blast. I've got to do this, you know.
Well, I used to have a TikTok page. It was a fad for me. I mean, it's still there, but I used to go live all the time there. It was no problem. But
Well, my bachelor's program, I had to do so many just Zoom collaborations with people all over the place because of online classes, which it was hell. Like it every single night, up past like 1 in the morning, just fighting with people on Zoom. So I mean, it does. There's a kind of home feeling to it, I guess, behind the camera. Weirdly.
Yeah.
Oh, we've
Yeah.
gotten an update on the
Yep.
Amount donated.
oh,
Hey,
Oh.
Aaron.
Nice.
oh, there's
Everyone,
that.
Oh, that's
$200
great.
Dirty.
donated so
Awesome.
far. Yay!
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Well, we'll definitely
Nice.
make our $10,000 goal, and I hope we even double that. We'll see. But yay, thank you, Aaron, for letting us know. 6,300, absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
Thank
Y'all
you.
keep donating because this money goes to an extremely good cause.
Yes.
You know, there are people out there that are still looking for a way to get out, and this is the way. So keep donating, keep the money coming in so that we can help more and more.
Every
and more
little
people.
bit counts. $1, $5, $10. Yes, and just being here, keeping us all awake, keeping us going.
Tonight's the first night that I've donated to the SPTV Foundation, actually.
Really? No,
Really?
Thank you for donating.
Of course.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I've got a couple of shirts that sold that as soon as that money gets paid over to me, it's going over there. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Me too. I've
So
got a merch store up and I'm going to donate it to the foundation. You know,
I
I was
ain't got that
about,
shit. I'm
we were
lazy.
talking about hair, and whenever I first started, I was completely bald. I was completely bald and didn't have makeup, any eyelashes, any eyebrows, nothing.
Yeah. You know, with me, it was sort of like, okay, I'm going out. It was different than standing in a kitchen in front of, 40 people on a microphone, that I was doing before. And so it was a little bit nerve-wracking and that type of stuff. And, there's a lot when we talk about, as I was listening to Pup Groomer, to Jen's story, with what she went through. I started out in a cult of one, basically. My mother is my mother is a narcissist, and I was the person she fed off of, and so I spent a whole lot of time wanting to find a way out. I didn't care how. And this was back, you have to understand, I graduated high school in 81, so I'm not a spring chicken. And I remember the volcano. That's what the volcano in the background's all about, actually. But I remember the volcano commercials. And I was watching a show called Midnight Special. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen it. It's an old show from back in the day, music variety show that Wolfman Jack used to host. and they had that infomercial come on, and I literally listened to that infomercial and wanted to call them. And the only reason, and I tell you, the only reason I did not was because I didn't have any money, and I figured they'd want some. And that's basically what saved me from being part of Scientology.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
very close.
yeah, I can relate to a lot of that. Marilyn knows a whole lot about. We grew up the same way, and
Wait, yeah.
Pentecostal,
It's
like
so
you were saying,
weird that,
and
yeah.
the commonality. I mean, we sit and sing songs, stupid songs that we learned as kids
Mhm.
that are actually quite terrifying when you really think about it.
Yes.
And then the one was you can't get to heaven on roller skates. Who the hell wrote that song? And what the hell were they
You roll
smoking?
right past those pearly gates. All
Oh,
my
you can't
sins
get to
are
heaven.
Oh, you can't
Oh
get to
wow.
heaven.
Oh, you can't get to heaven.
Oh, you can't get to heaven.
I choked
Oh,
on that one.
roller skates. Yeah.
On
Anyway.
roller skates.
I haven't
Oh, you
heard
can't
that
get to heaven on
in
roller
years.
skates. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Let's not go there. Anyway. But she's really meant a lot to me because I mean others have said it. There's not very
I
many
haven't
people.
heard that in years.
You remember that one too?
No. You
Oh,
just
wow.
realized that. Yeah, but I was very much drawn to it for a lot of the same reasons. Never thought about religious trauma. I never knew there was a word such as religious trauma. And just being able to hear everybody's stories and relate and find friends like Marilyn that I can be silly with, but yet really, talk about that trauma with someone that knows, someone that understands. And again, with the SPTV Foundation, there's somebody there that's going to understand. They're going to understand everything that you've gone through, everything that you're going to be going through, and yeah, I
And
think
we're all
that
here to help.
yeah, and again, you can. I had nothing to do. I read it. I tried again. I was one of the ones that tried to read the Dianetics book years ago, and never thought anything about it. And I never in a million years thought that is something that I was going to be drawn to, that would actually help me with my religious trauma. And among other things, there's so many. Who?
That
Which one?
gateway into the cult? Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I knew that I was so indoctrinated in the faith that I grew up in that wasn't going to pierce any of that. I was never worried about it. But I'm telling you, that shit's hard to leave behind too. As stupid as I am in the chat, as silly, as goofy, as inappropriate, in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking, "You're going to hell, Stacey. You're going to hell." I mean, it gets to be. And you cannot get out of that mindset sometimes. It makes you question you being you and being able to express how you are and who you are. And I'm thinking, if you believe in God, then God made us. God made me inappropriate. Sorry. Don't get all on me, sister Christians. I mean, we are who we are. This is because of the way our brains are wired. And hell, if it wouldn't be an absolute praise to God that we are being who we are.
Exactly.
And I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Of course, I still have my issues. I'm kind of like Marilyn. I'm on the fence about the don't strike me. Whatever you do not strike me with lightning. But see?
And that's why I love that scripture, those who know me shall not escape my grasp. And I'm like, that right there is what it's all about. Why aren't we talking more about that? Like, it's not about how many sins you have to repent for. It's about, like, if he's the one that you accept, then that's it. Like, that is your salvation. And that's what I love so much about this community, this ultimate safe space, is because we all fall victim to the cult of opinion. And everyone has a horrible negative opinion about you in some degree.
Absolutely.
And this community is so great for that kind of thing because we can say F that. We don't have to listen to that. And we don't have to fall prey to someone else's idea of salvation, which I think is what gets a lot of people, because it burrows into your head. It's so hard for people to leave high control groups because it's genuinely like sacrificing a salvation in their head, especially if you're Scientologists. So it's not only that they're leaving their idea of a salvation, which is a construct, but they're losing everything. You know, people that are born in a regular society like us never ends, we're born into the world with a package deal for the most part. I won't speak for everybody because I know everybody is different. There are a lot that are more misfortunate than others. Like even religion is hard for everybody, so I don't think I'm going against everybody saying this, but I mean, even with the disagreements you have with religion, you at least still have your parents, your siblings, or your family. You don't have to worry about losing them, or at least I hope you don't. But for them, that's like no one should ever have to face the decision of losing their entire world just so they can enter into the real world, you know?
Exactly.
Like it's
Yeah.
horrible. It's awful.
Yeah. Well, I think in reality, I think with the downfall, and I agree with Serge Del Mar on this. I think the downfall of Scientology is going to come with their treatment of children, their abuses and trafficking of children. I don't know many people as a never in, and I'm sure those of us who are never in, I don't know many people out in the real world who will stand for child abuse and child trafficking, followed by elder abuse closely. There just aren't people out here that will go, oh yeah, that's okay. Because it's not. And, it's the children that we have to save. Really, really have to save. Because people to go through what people like Liz Gale and Liz Ferris and Nora and Aaron in some ways and Jenna all went through is just horrendous. And no.
It's inhumane.
Yeah,
Human beings were not
exactly.
designed for Scientology
No,
No.
not at all.
or any
No.
cult.
No.
No.
You were talking about the Branch Davidians, or somebody
There are
was.
still
The
there are still people Branch Davidians that are alive
in
today.
Waco. Yeah, in Waco.
Yeah, I was just doing I was just researching on them a little bit, which
Yeah.
is hard for me because of being my friend, a connection with my friends. I'd rather just kind of forget that they existed, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah, I had, interestingly enough, small world. One of my old boyfriends back when I was in high school, way back in the way, he actually lived in Louisiana, but I met him at a summer camp, and so he was my summer boyfriend for one summer.
yeah.
Was one of the FBI agents that was killed during the raid.
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
yeah, it was talk about a small world. So. Yeah.
And I mean, even after, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Anthill Kids, but that cult was nothing short of horrific. What they did to those kids in the name of a false Christ was nothing short of butchery. And it never, like, not a day goes by where I'm not shaken to my core that the concept of a cult or a control group solely designed to take your mind hostage at the expense of payment, at the expense of your life, is not illegal.
Yeah.
I don't
Why?
understand that. It is only illegal when it is
Money.
too late.
Exactly.
Yes. Exactly. I can't understand how what I don't understand, especially like in cases like Miriam, they turn around and they say, state by state, your statute of limitations changes. But on a federal level, if you commit murder on a federal level, there's no statute of limitations. Okay. So I was looking into this. This is one of the things I was thinking about doing a thing on. And I don't understand why we don't go to, because we're talking about a re-election year, which is Aaron's kind of pushing the idea, and it's a great idea, of going to the House of Representatives, who's basically the pocketbook of our government, and asking the representatives that are going up for election this year, would you be willing to look into Scientology's tax exempt? My statement is that, well, Senate's also up, and Senate's the judicial, so almost the slightly judicial part of Congress. And why can't we go to the senators and say, are you willing to look into and remove the statute of limitations for child SA and abuse? Because that's what needs to happen. So people like Miriam, who years down the road don't run into, oh, well, we can't do anything now, even though he's confessed. We can't do anything now because you've run out of time. That's pardon my French, mule muffins. I mean, oh hell no.
Mule biscuits.
I need to watch that. I got a whole list over here.
And Scientology needs to be needs to be treated as a trophy case when we finally bring this shit down. It needs to be a trophy case for everyone to see, so that way when we encounter new and high control groups, we know exactly what to point our fingers at. If it looks like it, if it smells like it, if it sounds like it, we need to get rid of it, cut it out.
Yeah, I mean, with child SA, it needs to not have a statute of limitations. I'm sorry, because a lot of times these people have so blocked out what happened to them that through years and years of therapy, they suddenly remember this happened. And they could be 40 or 50 years old before that happens.
The child in them comes alive again for all the wrong reasons.
Exactly. So why are we telling people that you've run out of time? No. It happened to someone as a child. They have blocked it out. That is known that happens. And so they need to be able to get justice for what happened to them as children.
Amen.
Absolutely.
It's wrong.
Because those kids are still there.
Yeah, they have an inner child that is screaming for justice, for what happened to them.
Well, just the fact that they have to get old enough. If it happens when they're very young, and then they actually age out to a point to where they can, report for themselves and everything, a lot of times then the statute of limitations is over. And that's not even fair. I mean, it's, if they're
it needs to be federal
using them, they're not going to probably be as inclined to report it until they're an adult. And by then it's too late.
Well, it needs to be federal, statute of limitations, so that it's the same across the board throughout the United States. Not because you've got some states that the only thing that's got no statute of limitation is murder. You have some states where they don't have a statute of, they don't have a statute of limitation on anything. You have some states that say, oh, some crimes against children have no statute of limitation. But okay, so how do we know what state
exactly?
So if we make it a federal law that child SA there's no statute of limitations on that federally across the board throughout the United States, then that if that happened to you, and you can report it and get justice for what happened to you.
And not only that, but it is a multi-tiered assault. It is physical, mental, spiritual.
Absolutely.
Scientology makes that possible. And I can't even imagine what it must have been like to be in Serge's position, or Laura's position, or Miriam's, for them to grow up and possibly think back. They did those things to me because I either did it in a past life, or they did them to me
because my fault.
I wasn't, because we're not human beings.
Yeah.
Or because it was okay for a higher staff member. But
they say
it's inconceivable to me.
that kids are adults in little bodies, so they can do things to these kids because they're really not kids. And it's sick. It is just
And the
sick.
thing is,
Yes.
that
That
belief hasn't
in and of
changed.
itself.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
they still
statement.
practice
Let's
that same
let
belief.
Jen. Sorry, go
Sorry.
ahead. I'm sorry. I'm trying to give everybody
That
a little
statement-
bit of chance to talk.
Just that statement in and of itself, a child is not a child but a being. That opens the door to everything.
Absolutely.
And because it's a religion that cannot change, because everything is based on LRH's writings, there's not ever going to be change. Nothing is going to change on that statement. Just that one statement by itself opens the door to all abuses on children.
Yeah, because
it's
then
never
they can
gonna
just go
change.
into the next room and then audit it away.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
that's
I'm
still
gonna go
going
do
on.
unspeakable things to a
Yeah.
child and then hold
Yes.
hands, and then it's gonna make it all okay magically.
Yeah. It makes me sick. I am so frustrated with our government that has allowed them to be
Yes.
religion and to have tax exemption, because they're hiding behind that.
The government
yeah.
will
has
never
If it wasn't
look
for
at that. The government will never look at that because that is LRH's writings, and it is considered doctrine within the church and the church.
Mhm.
And the government cannot interpret doctrine or
Right.
religious
Yeah.
writings, so they can't look at that.
Right.
And they're probably making money off of it too.
Probably.
Oh,
yeah.
They are.
that's the biggest
They
reason
are.
right there.
That's his writings.
Yeah. It's, to me, that is the biggest. The thing is that I don't think they care. It's not that they don't know. They don't care that what has happened to these children affects them for their entire life. I can tell you, as a person who was abused by a narcissist, that there are things that in my life that still affect me because of what my mother did to me
Mhm.
to this day. I can't imagine had it been worse, which is what Liz and Miriam and all of those went through. That had to be horrific. And, for them to be able to, the government or for law enforcement or courts or whoever, well, we can't do anything because it's religious doctrine. We can't do anything because you've run out of time. That's ludicrous.
It affects them every
It's a
waking
bunch
and
of BS.
unconscious moment.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah.
And it's abhorrent,
It is. It absolutely.
but my soapbox, that's my soapbox on that one. It's just, that's my, I listen to Serge quite a bit, and to hear him talk about the things that he went through, I cannot imagine as a 12-year-old child to have to sit there and listen to a pedo while he unbuttons his shirt and his pants and gets comfortable, glorify in what he did to somebody else as a child. How do you live with that?
And in the same sitting, repeating the offense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Repeating the offense and then having to ask pointed questions about how did you feel? How did it make you feel? What was the result on the person that you did it to? I mean, come on.
And for Serge, it's even worse because he's also doing it to himself.
Yes.
Because mentally he was forced to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
He's
In
like,
everydayness of it.
yes.
He makes me cry. He is so passionate, so articulate, an incredible person to have lived through that.
His confidence is something I would kill for.
Me too.
Oh God, no kidding. Me too.
You and me both.
And
Yeah.
how? I don't know how.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think I wouldn't I'd probably just hide away. I'm so
I couldn't function.
imagine. I'm just like
I can't even
in
go to
awe
the gym.
of these people. But
Yeah.
Like,
that
Yeah, I
they
couldn't function.
Yeah,
You know, having gone through that.
I couldn't either.
You know, it's just
oh, I
I
bet.
don't know that. I'm sure he is. I would love to meet him. I don't know when I'll ever get to California. Maybe someday, but you know, the family I had in LA is no longer in LA. They're in Oklahoma now. So,
Well, that's where I'm at.
Mm.
Oh, I'm from
Come
Oklahoma.
visit them, and you could come and
I'm in Texas. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
right.
so
Well,
I'll get off my
before-
soapbox.
breaking
Y'all
news:
talk.
DOA is out. So
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
he's
Good
out of
update.
jail.
Good.
And
Good.
thank you to Form 13909 for the super.
Yeah, thank you,
sticker
LAPD,
that-
for wasting more tax dollars. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How they get away with
You know,
that? I
I've
don't
said
know.
it before. The gems are some
Aw,
of
thank you.
the most strong and powerful people I've
Yes.
ever seen in my life.
They are.
Mm.
And
Yes.
I have to point this out that Pup Groomer 20, Jen, is the one who coined that phrase of
gems?
the second gems. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
she
actually
came
have
up with
a
that.
I have a design a
Beautiful.
logo. It's Never Ends in Gems United Against Scientology that I use at the end of my videos. It's the final thing at the end of my videos.
Well, you know, I
So,
always say that every
My
volume, and that's what we're doing tonight. Every one of our voices is raising the volume on this.
mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
True.
my last live that I just did in Vegas, I explained why I call them the gems.
Did you?
So
Didn't watch
there's
the live.
there is a reason, and I explain it. So
I'll go watch it when I get off
I'll
here.
have to go watch that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Just 'cause
had
they're
to
all
take a nap
diamonds in the
today.
I'm sorry, Blake. What?
Diamond.
It's because they're all diamonds in the rough.
Yes and no.
Well, is it play on
Basically,
gens, right?
well, no. It's because Scientology is downright dirty and ugly, and gemstones come from ugly, dirty rocks,
Mm.
Mhm.
and you have to work really hard to dig these stones from the rock. You have to dig yourself
Lots
out
of
of
pressure.
Scientology,
Mm.
and fire and heat and pressure create the stones. Heat and pressure create the people. And when you leave Scientology, you're coming out, just like you're digging the rock or the stones out of the rocks. And with a little bit of sanding and a little bit of polishing, beautiful stone comes out.
Yes.
And the gems are some of the most resilient, strong, and beautiful people
Yes.
I have
They,
ever seen in my life.
Same
Yes.
here.
That is why.
yeah. They inspire me
Yes.
daily.
Yes.
You know, just how they have come through such horrific things to become the people that they are today is just so inspiring.
I used to think that there was no one stronger than my mother or my grandmother, but the second gems come. They take that second place spot,
Yeah.
and they're actually I don't even know if there is a second place. I mean, for anybody that goes through anything like that, I mean, they're on a hardness scale all on their own.
Yeah.
They're tougher than diamonds. I'll just say that.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're
So
diamonds in
that-
the rough, but they're diamonds. You know,
That is
and every
where
time,
it came from.
yeah, that's beautiful, Jen.
That is where it
That's
came from.
awesome.
It
I
is.
love that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Well, we're already at an hour. There's so
Wow.
many more things we could say. Yeah, I want to just wrap things up. I was going to do a giveaway, but I think I'm going to wait until when I come back on at 5 because we're already out of time. But we'll do that. And thank you so much, everyone, for
Thank you
joining
for
me.
Well,
inviting
And
Marilyn, thank you for
Thanks
the
for having me on.
invitation.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm very honored. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Yes, very honored.
yes,
It's
you
a
have,
I know
pleasure.
I
you
was
have so
really
much. You have so much insight and so much to give. And I just want to read this from Nico. So now the UK is waking up. So in Europe, so this is exciting. Says donated, visited local org today. P1 nefarious plan. Not sure what that means, but thank you for donating. So that's why we're here to support the SPTV Foundation. If you can't donate, please at least hit the like and not at least. I'm just glad that everyone's here supporting just by being here. So if you can share, the link and just spread the word. Everything helps. Everything helps.
And make sure that everybody go over to Susie's channel and sub.
Yes.
And yours too.
Thank you.
Yeah, so
all three of them. But make sure you go over there. Blake, you need to get a channel.
Yes,
Hef, you need to get a channel.
You
And
both
Pup,
do.
I think you have one already. Make
Yep.
sure if you don't, then make one. If you do, everybody go subscribe to
I do
Pup as
have a
well.
channel.
Awesome. So
I'm
make
gonna
sure
put
you
that up.
subscribe.
Yep.
And also, everybody, make sure, even if you can only give $1, please give. It's an awesome cause.
Thank you
It is.
so much.
I just
want
can't wait
to
to
I know.
be on the show. I'm so excited. We've got to get together. We're going to be
Yes.
dangerous.
There's Pup's channel. So make sure
Aw.
you go over there. I'll need to, Pup, if you'll throw that in the chat or private chat, I'll go sub to it because I don't have you yet.
Yeah, if you go
And
over,
we got-
anybody that has a channel, go over and put your channel or just say something in one of my comment sections after one of my videos. And all they have to do then is click on your picture and it'll take them straight to your
Susie's channel.
Up to you.
Yep. And there's Susie's channel. Everyone subscribe. But first,
Yes, make
coffee.
sure.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And Hef, you've been quiet. I gotta have you on just when you get your channel. You just gotta come on. And we'll just
I'm
dish all
really,
the things.
really stoned right now. And I know I promised you I would only pick one tote. But I have my babes sitting side by side and I grabbed the wrong one a lot of times.
We need a Xenu Marlene before we leave.
All right,
Marilyn.
let's do it. Yes. Let's do it.
All right.
Everybody, Xenu Marlene.
Doing it.
Everybody partake. To the SPTV Foundation and our community and to the future. And happy anniversary to Clearwater CHAD for
Yes, sir. Happy anniversary, CHAD.
The 1 year anniversary of the CHAD-A-THON. So this has been so much fun.
It has been fun.
Yeah, so
this
we got
is
some
exactly
people.
how a man should be with women. He's just quiet. He don't run his mouth. He knows not to question any of us. And Blake down there is holding really on the bottom.
Yeah, Chad is really good about letting you have your voice and just talking, and he sits back and just kind of nods his head. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We have the two perfect ones tonight. We have Blake and Chad. They're both perfect.
Yeah.
On the opposite ends of the scale, but
Y'all, it has been great to meet every single one of you.
It was excellent meeting all of you.
Look forward to seeing you guys again. And maybe we'll have to all get together and do something on each of our channels.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. And if you're still up, just be in the chats and
we'll do.
I
took a nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a little nap probably in a little while, but I'm wound up. I'm excited about this, and I hope
I'm going to get
we'll get to
our
$10,000 goal and beyond. So, thank you, everybody. Have a great night, and thanks so much.
Sweet
Bye.
dreams, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Here we are again.
Another great hour.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've got some people I think that are going to be coming in. I saw Windy City Dayton, but I think he went away because we had so many people on screen that were talking, so I didn't, want to like drown out too many people. So
Right.
we have I think I'm gonna text him, see if he wants to, because you did talk to him, right? And we got couple other
I don't
people.
remember, but he's welcome to come on. I wasn't
Oh, okay.
sure.
Sorry.
He's
Yeah.
welcome to come on. Yeah.
He was gonna come in
I
later
know I had
or
talked to
earlier,
Miss.
but
Oh, sorry to cut you off.
go
I
ahead.
talked
Yep.
to Miss Sunrise Dawn
Okay.
and Bobby Joe Kellogg and Poet.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think Chow Yun Smart wanted to pop in for a little while too. So
Yeah, that's
she has
fine.
the link. So all right.
Yep.
And you got
Okay.
Poet coming on. Awesome. Poet was on the first CHAD-A-THON.
Yeah,
So
that's
it'll be
true.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we still got Blakey. If you want to hang out, it's all up to Chad.
Yeah, he's fine.
Chad is in charge. So you got the clicker and take it away.
Okay. Yeah, thanks,
All
Marlon.
right. All right.
Thanks.
I'll see you in a couple hours.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. See you later. Bye.
I know. Yeah, Blake, did you want to come back in, Blake? Let's see. What is he? Hey, Blake.
Hey.
Did you want to stay? You were back there.
I think at this point I'll sign off so someone can have their
Okay.
space for the remaining duration of the CHAD-A-THON. And I'm fighting to keep my eyes open too.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. That's
But
all
thank
good.
you.
It was great to meet you.
It was great to meet you too. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I appreciate it.